Forza Horizon 4, Season of Spring. This is going to be the last stream, and they're showing us a lot of really cool stuff today. So, in terms of some of the things that they're going to be showing us, we're going to be seeing some of the Season of Spring. In addition with that, they're going to be covering some of the radio stations that are going to be in the game, some of the soundtracks that we're going to hear while we're racing around. And then they're covering some of the audio recording for some of the vehicles, including the McLaren Senna, as well as a tractor that they're going to be introducing into gameplay. Along with that, they're also going to be talking about some of the team adventure modes that are going to be available for you to be able to play with your friends. And then the last thing that they're touching on is the city of Edinburgh. So that's going to be one of the larger cities that they've made for the game. And it's actually, I think, one of the largest that I've seen in the series. So let's jump straight into it. So for spring, obviously in the UK, it's usually one of the more wet seasons. So you're going to be seeing a lot of wet roads. It's going to be kind of hard to get a little bit of traction going around. But as you can see from the gameplay here, we're going to be seeing a lot of vibrant colors from transitioning from winter into a little bit more of a lively kind of environment. And from that, you're going to be able to do things a little bit easier opposed to the winter weather. They also decided to touch base on some of the in-game elements from the game. So they're talking about your interaction with going up hills and mountains and how you may be encountering trees. And one of the more interesting aspects that they touched on was usually like the smaller trees are going to be something that you're going to be able to plow right over. And then it's going to be something that you'll have to like mediate if you are going to be able to take down that tree or not, trying to get past going to whatever destination you're going to. So it's something that a lot of games haven't really done to a great degree. I mean, it was in Forza Horizon 3 a little bit, but you weren't really able to take on like bigger trees, and there wasn't really much of a discrepancy between the two of them. Usually you can tell by the ones that are like twig-like compared to the ones that you know are like super solid. So that's actually some of the things that they were discussing during the stream that they performed earlier today. Another thing that they were touching on for the game is some of the audio tracks that you're going to be able to listen to while you're racing around in the world. So coming back to it, we have about 6 radio stations, which I think about more or less is the equivalent of what we get in Forza Horizon 3. So we have Block Party, Base, Pulse, XS, Timeless, and then Hospital, which is actually, I guess, a record label that I didn't realize before the stream was something that's going to be working with the developers to provide us new tracks for the game. I think it's like drum bass kind of music, which is pretty interesting. Usually my flavor is going to be more of like XS because I like my rock music. If you guys have seen some of my other videos, you'll know that like I'm a huge Rise Against fan. And it's something that's supposed to be tailored exclusively to this game or something that they're going to be introducing brand new content for it. So stay tuned for that. So that's going to be something that's going to be bringing a cohesive experience with the new open world that they're providing. And then I would like to mention that they have one really sick looking Ford Focus RS, like the rally type version. And I noticed that there's like some stickers on the rear windshield. So that's going to be an interesting addition to gameplay. I don't know if that's something that you are going to be able to put on yourself or if that's going to be like through DLC that's going to be available to certain liveries that is going to come from them. So that's a little bit more of some of the things that we're probably going to be seeing that's going to be a little bit different. And then aside from that, we do see some more footage of the McLaren Senna. So they're showing some of the live action recording of when they were working with McLaren to get the audio in the game. I believe that they released a couple other McLaren vehicles, I believe the 720 and the 540, and they were able to get really good sound quality out of the game for that car. I believe this is actually the first time that's going to be in a game. It's showing its debut. And in addition with that, they're showing us not gameplay footage per se, but of the tractor that they're going to have as a vehicle that you're going to be able to drive. So they were talking about how it's the first vehicle they've ever had where it's going to be them recording standing on the side, which I thought was kind of interesting that they've never had to do that before. Or just the fact that they're even putting a tractor in there is awesome. I think it's going to be adding to a little bit of variety that we're going to be seeing in the game. One of the last things that they are touching on in this stream for today is the team adventure mode that you're going to be able to participate in with your friends. And I believe there's 3 different iterations of it, just regular race mode, game modes, and then like a combination of the 2 where you're going to be able to like mix and match things based on what you want and what season it is with your friends. I do know that one of the game modes that you're going to be able to play is like survivors versus zombies. So you're going to be able to tag other players while you're the zombie to infect them. And I believe if you're a survivor, you do have the ability to heal other people on your team. And the way that the game works is the fastest team to infect the others wins. So that's going to be an interesting game mode that kind of reminds me of like Nazi zombies or something that you would get out of like Call of Duty. So that's something I actually haven't seen, which is pretty freaking sweet, to be honest. And then I guess you're going to be able to design your own liveries for your team members, that you're going to be able to make these logos to adhere to what the theme of your group is, or just basically make something that's exclusively for you, which is going to allow for further customization and allow for a more inclusive experience based on the crew that you're running with online. And I believe actually you're going to be able to go online with a total, I think this is for like the open world experience, 72 people total, which I've never heard of before. That's crazy insane amount of people throughout that entire map that they have. So that's pretty awesome. The last thing that they cover in this video is Edinburgh. So fun fact, or if you know anything about geography or history or whatever, it is the capital of Scotland. And it's making its debut in this game. And it's one of the larger cities that they've ever made. I think it's actually probably the largest. And from the gameplay footage that they had shown, it looks absolutely phenomenal. So you're going to be able to go through kind of like this grid-based city. It's something that you are going to be able to explore. It's not as quite as big as London because I think that probably would have been a bit much for them. But you're going to be able to explore the city and do street races at night within it. And actually, they do show a little bit of the nighttime gameplay. And with that gameplay, they actually touch base into some of the lighting effects that they have for the game. So you're going to be able to see shadows beyond cars if you're like in tandem with a bunch of other vehicles. So say, for example, like I'm behind a vehicle and then I'm shining my lights on them. Beyond that vehicle, if I see beyond it, that's not in the range of the light, I'm going to see shadows cast on it, onto buildings and other in-game elements. So they've really updated the lighting model to be a little bit more realistic, which it looks absolutely superb. So that's it for today's video. That's all that they covered in today's stream. We can expect a demo shortly soon, or at least I'm hoping so, because it promises to look really, really good. I'm really excited for this game to come out. I honestly think this is probably going to be one of the biggest games like in terms of racing ever, and it's going to be pretty fun to play. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave some feedback in the comments, and I will see you guys for the next video. See you guys later.